Are you a lifelong fan of General Hospital?
Are you a new fan who wants to know more about the history of the show?
Do you enjoy talking about the show with others?
Do you find yourself yelling at the TV?
Is your self-care an hour a day in Port Charles?
If so, we invite you to join hosts
Amanda Kimmel
and Shannon Coach at the place where all the hidden conversations take place and secrets are revealed.
Meet us at Pier 54,
A General Hospital fan podcast.
Hi!
Hi! Welcome to the July 6th through 10th recap of General Hospital. You're going to have to help me with which day was which, because I was having issues with...
Yes, Hulu was not working.
Yeah.
It would pull it up and then it would stop.
Well, so I noticed for, I think it might have been the Thursday episode, they listed as, on Hulu it was listed as May 7th, but then on the ABC app it says September 30th.
Oh.
So I don't know if that was the error.
I don't know. Yeah, because
But
I
then-
took the dates off Hulu.
Okay.
So my date's going to be wrong if that's what the episode was.
But it doesn't make sense because...
Oh, right, because the 4th was Tuesday.
Right.
And that was, yeah.
And sentencing was a couple days later.
Right.
So it makes
So
more
it
sense
has
that
to
it's
be
May
the
4th and 7th. Right.
See, no, I
So
didn't
we don't know why.
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't watch the dates on ABC.
And then Daily
watched the
Motion, I
dates.
tried to watch Wednesdays on, and it said that it had been removed. So,
Oh.
well, I mean...
I say I didn't go to Daily Motion
Uh-huh.
because I was hoping that ABC would have less commercials. I don't know if it did or not, but it felt like it went a little faster.
I don't know.
But that I could watch on my TV, Daily Motion I watch on my phone, and
Right.
that makes it feel like it's longer to me.
Very, absolutely. I'm the same way because I like to watch it on the TV, not on my phone.
So.
Although I just finished, while I was outside painting my nails, finished
That's okay. I listen in the car on the way over all the time, so we're good.
because I missed 2 days this week, or I lost 2 days of my life this week. Well, not my life, but you know.
You were not
I had
TV
a
accessible.
busy, no, I was not TV accessible those 2 days. No,
There you go.
You're right. Okay, so
So Monday should have been 4408. My problem with them going back this far is that then my brain went back to what my life was that far, and I was a little distracted.
what was your life like in 2008?
2008, April, like right then, that was the first time that my ex and I split. So I was home with the kids dealing with, not that I wasn't home with the kids all the time, but like dealing with the fact that he had left. And then it jumps to Tuesday's episode was 2010, and that was whenever we were trying to work things out. So my brain went everywhere.
And yet in 2 years, Michael aged,
I know,
like 10.
a lot of years.
So-
So yeah.
he didn't age 10 years. He was 12, and then he became 7. So he aged 5 years. He was 12 and became 17?
No, he became 18 because that's how he could be tried as an adult.
I thought he was 17 when he came, though.
Oh, he was 17 whenever he killed her, but we didn't see him killing her.
But I think
Right.
you can be tried as an adult when you're 17 if it's murder. Certain things you can be tried as an adult after
They
16,
kept
I
saying,
thought.
well, they kept saying he was a minor when it happened.
Okay.
So I assumed that he'd had a birthday and turned 18.
Well, technically, he's New Year's Eve, so yes.
Okay.
But-
so, yeah, so at the trial he was 18.
Okay. But at the time of the crime, he was 17.
Yes, exactly.
Okay. So let's talk about Monday. I loved Kate talking to Michael and how he said, let's be honest, we both know my dad's business is not coffee.
I liked him asking Sonny, so what's really in these bags? I know it's not coffee.
Right.
That was cute.
And it was fun how Sonny really got coffee beans. I mean, we know that he actually does get coffee beans
Yes.
imported, but
right, he
Yeah.
has to have some coffee to run his
Perks.
perks.
Yep. I don't think Perks was around then, though.
I don't think so either, but
How long do you think it took him before he realized, gee, I import coffee. Maybe I should have a coffee shop?
well, maybe if he was just selling direct to the restaurants, he didn't need
Mhm.
one because he could just slap his label on any coffee.
Yeah, that's true. But I just thought Kate was so sweet, especially since, you know, Michael shot her and everything.
Mm-hmm. She looked really young. In my brain, she was older.
Well,
Maybe because I was younger.
I was going to say, I'm like, well, we were also 12
I
years
hate
younger
when that
than we are right
happens.
now. So,
I've been having a problem with that a lot lately with all these flashback episodes. Yeah, she looked younger than I remembered her. So, but no, she was adorable with him.
Yeah.
I'm glad that Jason stopped Carly from going to pick him up because she was livid.
Yeah.
That he took Michael, let Kate go with Michael to hang out with Sonny and her at the warehouse.
Mhm.
And this is whenever Lulu was with Johnny. I liked that. I liked them together.
I don't know. It's weird to see her with him just because,
Well, yeah, now you're used to Dante.
yeah.
But they were a cute young couple. Her learning all about love and her feelings.
Right.
That was a cute
Yeah.
first boyfriend for her. Or first serious relationship. for
Yeah.
her.
Like first adult.
Yeah.
Okay.
They were cute. And Lulu hating Maxie. That was fun.
I just put Lulu venting about hating Maxie. I loved how she just started picking up the receipts and, you know, punching them in the calculator. She's like, well, I can't cook the books like anyone else, but I'll add this stuff up. And the launch of Crimson. So it's only 12 years old.
Yes. And that was funny that she was complaining about all the different shades of red. Who cares?
And I just said that we have to do a 411 about Lulu and Maxie's friendship and the magazine.
I don't remember there being a real turning point to their friendship, though.
No, they still do it. They still hate each other every now and again.
Yeah.
This is just them. But then they really weren't friends.
Right. They were thrown together at Crimson, and that's how
But I guess if we do a little bit more digging, we'll find it.
All right.
And I just said that more people need to have conversations like Jerry and Claudia. Like, seriously, oh, hey, are you so-and-so? Like, act like you don't know each other, mumble under your breath while loudly saying,
right.
Well, it was so nice to meet you. You know, that's how you have serious conversations in public.
Mm-hmm. And you don't sit in the middle of Kelly's and scream your business for the whole world to hear.
Mm-hmm. And then I just made the comments about, we see Trevor Lansing, who's Rick's dad, and Dr. Ian Devlin is who called Claudia, and he was involved in drug importing with Claudia and Jerry.
Yes.
And he's the one who shot Michael.
Yep. I feel like they should have given us more with that episode, the days afterwards.
I had a lot of thoughts about that because some of them, I'm like, why didn't we do that last week? Because they were at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know what they were doing.
I don't know what they were either. But that was a lot to happen in one day. Mm-hmm. And then you didn't get any follow-up. And I didn't like that.
Right. Well, I guess the follow-up is fast forward 2 years.
I guess so.
And but Michael's aged up.
Yeah, but I still
actually, it wasn't even 2 years because that's when he got aged up, right? That was the coma that he came out of, aged up.
Yes. Yep. So that was the coma. We just specify which ones we're talking about nowadays.
Well, he's been shot a couple times. But so on Tuesday, we saw May 4th, 2010, and this is when Michael confessed to killing Claudia. The thing I like the best about a lot of these episodes is a lot of it is exactly what we were talking about with Dante.
Yes. Exactly.
So it's been nice for me to watch it again.
I miss Alice.
Yes.
Whenever they showed all the jurors, I was like,
well, and that's the thing.
And Coleman was there.
Is that like the first time we've actually seen like the people of Port Charles being on the jury? I mean,
I think so.
So I see the back of their heads.
Yeah.
But I'm sorry. How could Alice or Coleman seriously be impartial?
No.
Considering Coleman pays off Sonny.
Mm-hmm. Right. And Alice lived in the Quartermain household.
Right.
Yeah, there's no way.
She was not going to bite the hand that feeds her.
Right.
So.
But it was still nice to see her.
It was.
Her. She was a fun character.
She was.
Yep. I mean, my notes weren't crazy on this one because the episode just kind of went with it. Everyone hated Dante. It was nice that Lulu stood by him. That had to be hard.
Yeah. I just had so many good parts of this episode. Spinelli pleading with Jason not to kill Dante was so good.
Mm-hmm.
And Tracy telling off Carly for her role in what happened to Michael. Yes. Like, it's not just what happened in the past couple months with Dante. Right. It goes way back.
Yep.
To lying and getting him involved. And
but Carly will never admit that.
Absolutely.
Never going to happen.
And I did make the comment that this was right after Chad Duell took on the role. It's like his first.
Yeah, he did really good walking into that.
Yeah, because the first time we see him is when he opens the door to Dante picking him up at the outside the country.
Mm-hmm.
And basically he comes right back to Port Charles and right on the stand.
Right.
I mean, that can't be easy.
No, that was a lot. And Johnny was with Olivia. It just didn't really make any sense. She had such an issue with all of Sonny's stuff. And I know that she ended up with Sonny in there too eventually. But she had such an issue with all of Sonny's stuff. And then she's going to date Johnny that's in it too and a million years younger than her.
They talked about this at some point it was in all my Dante stuff, but I don't think I talked about it. Johnny never had a choice. Johnny was born into the Zagara family. He was raised by his dad and his sister, quote sister, that way. And he was really not happy about being in it.
True.
And then, whereas Sonny chose.
Right.
So.
It's still gross that
I understand.
Hooked up with your daughter-in-law's ex-boyfriend.
Future daughter-in-law. Didn't know gross. At the time.
I know, but it's still so gross.
It is. It's weird.
Anything else on that day? I don't. Mm-mm. It was just kind of leading us into the 7th, May 7th, 2010. That has to be the right date.
That was Wednesday.
Yeah.
Flip to that page.
Oh, did you have more? I'm sorry.
No. Oh, I was just let me flip to that page.
Oh, right, because you watched them out of order.
Yes, I did.
I forgot.
I just wrote Michael sentencing.
Okay.
That was all that I wrote.
That's a good in-depth.
Because I was painting my nails. So.
All right.
I mean, it was a good episode. There was a lot of...
Yeah,
I thought Johnny's victim statement was well done.
Yes. I didn't like that when Sonny was talking, he said, we all know that Claudia wasn't the saint that Johnny was trying to make her out to be, but he wasn't. He sat there and said she was a jerk. She did bad things.
He did say that she wasn't as bad as that she wasn't pure evil or whatever. But here's the thing. Sonny saying she's not the person that Johnny was saying she is also can be interpreted as, which also means she might not be forgiving of Michael.
Right.
Like, you can't have
Yes.
either, okay, yes, in part, could part of his statement be true or false, but if you're using it to sentence him,
right,
it's like an all or nothing, not...
Exactly.
I loved when the judge was like, so you're admitting that you perjured? He's like, actually, I said Sonny was responsible, not that he did it. So
Dante's speech was good.
Yeah.
To try to get him to change it to parole, like he had said, or to community service, like he had said.
Right. Well, and counseling.
Right.
And that's the thing. So the judge said, like, it's not of the court. And I was like, yeah, it is.
Yes. It's 100%. Even whenever
court-mandated counseling is a thing.
Yes. And not just for murder. Even when you're talking about child custody or anything else.
Right.
There is counseling that they absolutely can make you do.
Especially where he's a kid and you want him to have a better future.
Right. And I don't understand taking him away from the adults that put him in this situation and putting him in jail. That's not a better...
And Dante was right on the money. Sonny has enemies in jail
Mm-hmm.
that will use Michael to make a statement.
Yes. And even if it's not Sonny's people going after him,
mm-hmm.
most of the people in jail are not the kind of people that you want your 18-year-old hanging out with.
Right.
And then coming out of jail and having no other options. That's an important 2 years to lose.
Right.
He should be in school. He should be doing whatever. So that was totally unfair sentencing.
I agree. So then Thursday's episode would have been originally January 6th, 2011.
Yes. I forgot about that bus crash. When it first started talking about the bus crash, I thought they were going all the way back to
We
BJ.
talked about it briefly with the New Year's Eve episode, but I mean, briefly.
Right.
We were like, and everyone was in a bus crash and everyone was at the hospital, and then...
Exactly. So when they first said it, I thought they were going all the way back to BJ's. And I was like, what? No, that doesn't make any sense. And then I realized... after they started talking about it, oh, okay, no, that's not where we're at.
I did find it interesting that Theo kept quoting about germs, and he said exposing people to your germs is tantamount to assault. And I just wrote, so relevant. And then he starts talking about, and this is how global pandemics start. And I'm like, how did they remember to find an episode about some of these kids,
right,
that also talked about global pandemic and germs?
Yep, that was perfect.
Done.
Perfect. You never saw Brenda in this episode, though.
Nope.
They kept talking about how in trouble she was with Dante, and you never saw her.
Yep.
And she was supposed to be with Sonny. You don't think she would have come to the hospital to see that Sonny's kids were okay?
Well, what I didn't like was when Theo was manipulating Morgan, saying that Sonny was neglecting him and everything. Why didn't Morgan just say, my sister's here too?
Exactly. He's
Go check
all
her
my
room.
siblings.
He spent all night with me last night, and now he's hanging out with my sister.
Yeah.
You know? Do you think that in that case they would have put siblings together in the same hospital room?
Maybe if they had been from the same mom. I bet not, since they have different moms.
That's interesting.
Because you don't know about the hostility between those situations.
Okay. Just curious.
I don't know. Or maybe not, because there was kind of an age difference there.
And they're kids.
Yeah.
But you're right. You know, you never know how the adults are going to...
Right. Yeah, because it would have made sense to put them together if they could have, because that would have to be more comforting and easier on at least one of the parents. So, I forgot about Abby the stripper.
I didn't forget about her. I forgot how old she was, though.
Yes. That was quite an age difference there.
I don't know how I forgot about that. But it was just like one of those things that...
Yeah, in your mind. Again, she was probably closer to our age then. She wasn't old.
That's true.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and then Spinelli asking Diane to rate his book.
Which is the book that we're talking about this month with our book club, which actually that got pushed back a little bit too. So might be end of July, early August that we talk about it. But it's The Secret Life of Damian Spinelli, actually written by Carolyn Hennessy, who is the actress who portrays Diane Miller.
I have not started it yet.
So make sure to go online, order your book, and find our General Hospital Fan Book Club on Facebook, and that's where we're going to be having a discussion about it.
I can't wait.
Me neither.
And then
they didn't even know about that, so I mean, they just really gave us like a triple.
Exactly. Thank you for all of that. That one episode built our whole life up.
I did say Morgan and karate and how like he didn't continue because he said like I'll have this off in time for the spring karate tournament, and I just said that they should have focused on that with his mental health. You still need medicine.
Oh, right, exactly.
But exercise, especially something like karate or yoga or how Sonny does his boxing.
Right.
You know, it's very beneficial. Running, you know, actually just exercise.
Yes.
You know, there's not really a bad...
Non-competitive sports where you're challenging yourself.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
I thought you were going to say something else.
No. I was just thinking, I'm like, no, because you're right. Because if you have too much anger or too much, at least in terms of using it for therapeutic purposes.
Right.
Yeah.
And then I wrote Lisa Niles with the throwing up emoji because I really don't like her.
Why was Edward giving Maya and Ethan $1 million? I meant to look it up.
That was whenever he convinced them that they had to stay married because then, I don't know, somehow it was him gaining control of Luke's child, and that was going to get back at Luke for being with Tracy and whatever he was doing with her. I don't remember how they came up with, like, why that was the plan.
Right. But that was the episode that why didn't we have it last week? Because it was Tracy coming home from Prague, which is where they were in jail together last week. So
yeah, they really should have put them more in sequence.
Do you have an idea for a podcast but don't know where to start? Download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started. Anchor is such an easy way to record and edit a podcast, and you can do it from either your phone or computer. Best part is you don't have to worry about getting it out there. Anchor distributes to many platforms, so you can be heard on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, and many more. You can start making money right away without having a minimum number of listeners, too. Anchor really is everything that you need to make a podcast all in one place.
So that brings us to July 26, 2016 for Friday. Jocelyn was so little.
she was so little.
She was so little. I knew that she had played this part for a while now.
It's been 5 years.
So little. I don't know.
Well, she did she was 12, now she's 17.
Right, I know.
So
Other people's kids have to grow up too. I just don't like it.
Oh, I know. So Alexis was getting brought up on charges that could disbar her.
Again. Yeah, we should do a whole episode on that. How many times has Alexis almost lost her license?
Right. And then I just wrote, I miss this Lulu.
Yes.
It really is the writing.
It is. Exactly.
Write her better.
Christina coming out to Sonny, I liked the heartfelt emotion with it, but I didn't like that it was in the hotel room. I feel like, I don't know, his house telling him and Carly together or something like that. I feel like that's a bigger announcement.
I think it was more situational, though, because he saw them. So it was, okay, now we have to talk about this, not, she wasn't choosing to. I mean, she did make the decision to tell him.
Right.
But not
because she wanted to. Right. I get it.
I mean, I think that she did, but she was more scared of it.
Oh, yeah. 100%. And then we see Perks. Because we were just talking about the coffee. Because that's where Alexis runs into Parker.
We actually forgot to talk about Sonny talking to Christina about Stone in the previous episode.
Oh, that was
And when
so
he
nice.
was acknowledging her pain and saying, you are going to feel things totally differently. You're a different person than me. This is what I know from my experience, though. And this is what happened to me. And but he shared his experience very kindly and, was trying to be comforting to her. And I just liked that, especially after the episode we watched last week of them in therapy together.
Right. It shows that he can do better.
Yeah. He was very open and kind.
Yep.
Oh, did you see that Julian's papers were not in a pretty packet?
I did. Thank you for pointing that out.
Yep. Yep, that's what I wrote.
Maybe it's only divorce papers that they do like that? I don't know. Let's pay attention.
But back to Joss, her telling Carly how she feels about the search for her donor.
And Carly not listening,
But
even though she pretends like she is.
But it's like, that's a privacy thing, She already feels weird because of the scar.
Why don't you talk to your kid about that first?
At that age, I don't know.
Really?
At 12?
Before you put it out on the internet? It would have been one thing if it was a local search. Like for us, okay, the Pittsburgh area, let's see if we can find someone that has information on this. But blasting it out, that's not just like Facebook social media. You're in a magazine. The whole world can read that. I would think you would ask first.
At that young, I really don't know. I haven't had to do that. And
well, yeah.
I mean, I really don't know.
I don't know. I feel like we talk to our kids even just about if it's okay that we mention them and their stuff on here.
Right. Yeah, mine are older than that.
Yeah.
Like, I don't post about my son hardly ever on Facebook, and that's not my choice.
Right. No, my kids will tell me.
There's certain things I straight up tell him, I don't care what you say. Like, I'm proud of you. This is happening.
Yes.
But,
right.
No,
my kids ask. I mean, even Madeline asks whenever I take a picture. She's like, is this for Facebook? And then wants to know exactly what I'm trying to say. And after I post them, or like when I type up a post, I'm like, okay, is that okay? And then I'll go ahead and post it.
Same thing with my daughter because, I post stuff about her and she's like, did you post that yet? I'm like, yes.
Exactly.
Here's what everyone's saying.
Yep.
Ooh, thanks. But it's just, that's not what he wants. And, it is what she wants. So, but I feel like at that age though, I don't think they even knew what Facebook was. So I
guess I have more discussions because I have older ones. So then the younger one just kind of sees that
Right.
we talk about this stuff, so
Right.
I have to ask her too, so she feels part
Included?
of it.
Yeah.
So,
but I did say that reading Nina feeling motherly, helping Carly find the donor really does hit the nail on the head if Nell is actually her daughter, because then Nina really is responsible for Joss getting her kidney.
Wow. I didn't go that far. Good job.
Mm-hmm.
Good job.
Did you ever watch Sex and the City?
No. I'm sorry.
When Parker wrote the note, "Dear Christina, I'm sorry, I can't," in Sex and the City, a guy broke up with Carrie Bradshaw on a yellow Post-it that said, "I'm sorry, I can't, don't hate me."
I think we talked about this once before, because I remember you being disappointed in me another time for not watching that show. All right, so the only other thing on Friday was the whole hostage situation of Jason, Sam, Dante, Lulu, Kevin, Laura, Ava, and that was when Nicholas was killed. Is that when Nicholas was killed? I was thinking this was the same one.
Was it?
Because Lulu said, I don't want to leave Nicholas. But it feels like Nicholas has been gone longer than that.
No, that actually makes sense. 3 years. Maybe it was. Hold on.
Sorry, I should have looked it up. I just assume you know what I don't know, and vice versa.
Oh, yeah, this would have been after, because he left July 19th, and this was July 26th.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, this was right after Nicholas was killed.
Okay.
And now he's back. No, this isn't when he died.
No?
No.
Okay.
Because it says this is when Theo returns wielding a gun and reveals himself to be Nicholas's uncle, Valentine. Valentine forces Nicholas to sign over the Cassadine estate to him and then proceeds to shoot Nicholas, causing him to stumble off the balcony. Okay, I'm confused, and we're not going to go into this.
Okay.
Because it talks about how he fell onto the cliffs beneath Windermere, having apparently fallen out the window. His body's never recovered and he's presumed dead. Jason was arrested for the murder, and he goes on the run and figures out that Nicholas faked his death and tried to frame Hayden. But then we get to where we are now, and the group then meets mysterious Theo Hart, who claims to be a fisherman taking on shelter on the island because of the storm. As the storm clears, Theo leaves, and Nicholas is reunited with Laura and Lulu, who have come to the island looking for him after Spencer revealed that Nicholas is alive. As the group prepares to leave the island, Theo returns wielding a gun, reveals himself to be Nicholas's uncle, Valentine Cassadine. Valentine forces Nicholas to sign over the Cassadine estate to him, then proceeds to shoot Nicholas, causing him to stumble off the balcony into the waters, leaving him presumed dead.
Okay.
But I don't know the dates on that. So
right.
I think this is in there somewhere.
All right. I just figured it had to be around the same time because as they left, Lulu said, I don't want to leave Nicholas. And then Laura said, we have to get back because we're
maybe that's
the
his
only
body.
people to take care of
Spencer. So yeah, I guess it must have been after because she wouldn't want to leave his body.
There you go.
Okay. I did say that Carly actually mentioned her mistake of dating Franco.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you didn't just date him, you almost married him.
Mm-hmm.
Which we talked about on last week's 411. But that's really all that I have.
Yeah.
Other than Jason Drew breaking out of the chair.
Right. Each episode was a good episode, but it didn't take you to the next place for us to talk more about it.
Yeah. I don't know. I thought it was good.
I'm over Sonny. I don't know what else we need to focus on, but something different.
Well, if I read next week's correctly, what they're saying is going to be scheduled is repeats from May.
Oh.
Like this year. So is that preparing us? Because according to everything that I have tried to read about them actually starting up production again, it hasn't happened.
No, it hasn't happened. I keep reading conflicting things. I saw something a couple of days ago that said that they were going to start the middle of this month, and then I saw something else that said 2 of the actresses have coronavirus. So I'm hoping that's not true. It wouldn't say for a fact. It was like, it's rumored that, and it didn't give names. It was like a very sketchy, who knows? So I'm hoping that was wrong.
Well, let's not believe those ones.
But in the end, there's no answer. So,
but I would think that they wouldn't be showing us May's episodes until, okay, you're going to need a refresher because here we go again.
Right.
So let's hope that maybe they don't do that because I am not going to watch May again.
Mm-mm. No, we can't talk about May again. You can just go back a couple weeks and listen to it.
2 411s a week then.
Yeah.
Well, like we don't know exactly what we're doing this week for the 411 because I had here's
reality check.
Good. I had a last minute thing that I had to take care of that I lost 2 days of my week. Totally worth it, but it just happened. So we had to push back our fan of the month. But graciously, she allowed us to reschedule. We just haven't set the new date yet. So we're not sure if we're going to talk with our fan of the month for this week's 411 or talk about the movie Carpool.
That was a fun movie. Either one will be good.
And everyone's probably like, what the heck? It's a movie.
Because Shannon has an Amazon addiction.
That was recommended to me that also has a lot of they're all former.
They are all former.
Cast members. Oh.
Why'd you point that out, man?
I didn't mean to. I was going to say past and present, but they're not. So, shoot. Okay. But many people that you know and love from General Hospital are in the movie. And so we figured that we'd give it a shot and watch it. It was cute.
It's cute.
It's on Amazon.
There you go.
But other than that, I mean, it was just my daughter had her first social skills group back in person. Her group is the first one going back out of the entire building.
Wow.
So, I mean, it's not just like of her age group or anything. Hers is the first group. So I think there's only like 6 or 7 kids in it to begin with.
Mm-hmm.
They have to social distance. They have to wear their masks. She used to have dinner there, so she would bring something in. Now it's eat before you come, limiting the number of things that come in from outside. She has to bring her own pen, and, they get their temperature taken as they get, like from afar and all that. But it was great. She was so happy to be back in person with people. So they're going to see how that goes and possibly start all the kids back, even though our state is going back to shutting down. So, not sure how that's going to work.
I don't know how that's going to work either, because all the schools are supposed to make their decisions within the next week or so.
We're one of the only ones that hasn't heard yet.
Yeah, how do you make that decision when we're shutting back down again? I don't.
Or the ones that have said, we're going back in person.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you better have a contingency plan here, because you could be told you're not.
You can't, exactly.
Well, every school has to have a board-approved pandemic preparedness.
Like crazy.
Well, so I'm on the board of my daughter's school, and I'm on the pandemic panel.
Oh, wow. Have fun with that.
So, I mean, it is what it is. But it was funny because they sent home a survey, too. Like, they sent out through SurveyMonkey. And I'm like, I'm going to be one of the ones reviewing this. Like,
Do I have to take the survey when I'm part of the final input?
Well, but my thing is that I don't have any specific questions or concerns that I don't already know are going to be considered.
Okay.
Which I feel like they're going to be considered anyway. Like, okay, how are they going to be social distancing? How are they going to be cleaning? And especially with the population that goes to the school, sometimes not having physical contact can be even more challenging.
Right.
So, but I mean, it's
someone
the same
has
concerns you're going to have with the public school.
Oh, absolutely. I just wouldn't want to be on the board to make decisions about it. So, again, good luck to you. You're in my prayers.
I have other people helping. That's why it's the board and not just left to the principal or the superintendent or something.
I love the way that they're doing it. I have a hard enough time making the decision for my children, so I can't imagine deciding for a whole big group of them.
It's a difficult one. I mean, parenting is full of difficult decisions. I think this is probably the hardest one.
Right. And something that you never expected to have to decide. And that there's going to be consequences down the road, no matter what side you're on, that you can't even begin to predict yet.
Right.
So all right.
Yeah,
I'm glad my reality is not that much of a reality thing.
Well, your girls came home.
They did. They came home, and they're gone again for this weekend, because this is his weekend again. And they'll come back Tuesday because Megan joined their fire department.
I saw her pictures on Instagram.
Yes.
So proud of her.
So am I. She loves it. In fact, she was really mad because they went to North Carolina, and it says that you're supposed to quarantine
for 14 days.
For 14 days. So I told her she can't go on any fire calls for ours, because there's 2 fire stations that are local to us that had to completely shut down because people had coronavirus, and so there's no one there to service that community now. I'm not going to have Megan go in, and not that I think that she has it, because they social distance and what a mess and
but
blah, blah,
you
blah.
don't know if she could be asymptomatic, and is it really worth killing someone else's grandma?
Right. So
or grandfather.
Exactly. So they gave her official, cannot return to duty until the 19th. And she's like, seriously? And I'm like, yes, we follow rules in our house. This is what's happening.
Welcome to being, I mean, she's not an adult, but it's
a reality of what happens.
If you want the responsibility that comes along with public service,
exactly.
There you go.
Exactly. So,
good for her. I mean, I know that it cannot be easy, but I'm sure that
it's just such a difference. This is one of those parenting differences that you know how it is when you have 2 separate households. Because I'm a rule follower, and our rules, I feel like, are very specific. Where her dad is, they had a conversation with that station, and that station said they felt like they had taken good enough precautions, and so they're allowed to go to drill there. So she's there for the weekend and going to drill there, and I have no control over it, so I'm just letting it go. But I'm proud of Megan for wanting to do all the fire stuff. I thought since her dad and I weren't together anymore that this was something she wouldn't want to pursue, at least not here, maybe only when she was over there, and she just loves it. So
that's awesome.
It is. I'm very proud of her. So yeah, and Emily's happy to be back. I think she enjoyed the vacation, but she needed to come home and have that break from everyone over there, which is understandable, because 5 girls, I don't know how anyone would want to be locked up with them. So
thanks.
5 girls.
I'm the oldest of 4.
4 of them teenagers.
I'm the oldest of 4 girls.
Yeah, see, again, this is another reason why I'm so thankful to be the baby of the family, because it didn't matter who was above me. I was the baby, and I had all of the stereotypes that the baby of the family is supposed to have. So, no thanks. She's the oldest girl, so anything that goes wrong, somehow she's responsible for, or she had a part in, and it's just not always enjoyable for her. But she had a good vacation. She came home with a nice tan, and I don't know. Well, good. It was successful. And Madeline was the happiest of all because
3 pounds of crab.
3 pounds of crab, and she's like a fish. So they kept joking with her that they thought that she grew gills while she was down there because she was in the water every second that someone would let her be in the water. So
awesome.
Yep. So that's that. We got the sad news that Cheer's not happening.
I know,
So she's a little devastated.
Sorry.
Yes, but again, I trust the people that are making the decisions, so that's how it has to be. But she was a little extra sad because one of her friends is a year older, and so this was their year to be together.
Aww.
Because next year that little girl will age up to the next group, and Madeline will still be in this group. So,
well, in 2 years they'll be together again.
Yeah,
I know.
You know,
that's how camp was for my son.
That's a long time for a 7-year-old to understand. So
my son and his friend are literally, I think, 2 months. He's on one side of the cutoff, the other one's the other. So for camp, the first year they went together, but then the next year I was actually really proud of my son. He wanted to go by himself.
Oh, nice.
And he did. And so, but every other year he's been with his friend. But now that they're in high school, it's kind of like 16 and up. They're just like, okay, as long as you're still in high school, you're good. But as soon as you go to college, all the college kids are together.
Oh, nice.
But now they're not together this year because it's canceled.
It's canceled. Yep. But yeah, that's pretty much as far as like me, personal reality. Nothing. I'm doing good because since they were in North Carolina, I keep like whining at them. You had the fun vacation, but I still need to quarantine for the most part. So anyone that I have to see, like you, I've had the conversation with. My mom is not a rule follower with this because she's dying to see everyone. So she's called me like 3 times this weekend. Do you want to come over? You want to play cards? You want to this? No, Mom, I can't see you for another week just to be safe. So
right. And I'm sure that your mom,
she's,
but like I'm limiting who I'm around. You know, you're
right. No, she's inside all day, every day because we won't let her go out and about for all of the obvious reasons. So us coming to her were all that she had. Yeah. And then today is my sister and my brother-in-law's birthday. So there's no party for them because she wanted to wait until my kids could be there and whatever. Yeah. So it kind of just bummed everyone out, but whatever. Soon. Yeah, exactly. So.
And I found really tiny glasses of wine at the local gas station.
I saw your Facebook post about that. That was very cute. Were they good? Did you drink any?
It was gas station wine.
Oh, okay. Well, as long as it was cute, though, I think that adds to the flavor.
It helped.
There you go.
If it wasn't a full bottle, would not be buying it. But for the little, that's cute.
There you go.
It worked. I do not regret the purchase.
Good.
But yeah, so join us on Thursday as we talk about something or talk to someone.
Something's going to happen. Tune in.
Just not sure what yet.
Have a good week.
And we'll meet at the pier.
Bye.
Bye.
If you enjoyed today's show, we invite you to go to pier54podcast.com to subscribe on your favorite platform. Don't forget to leave us a review.
And you can also follow us on many social media channels. Just search for Pier 54 Podcast. Also, we are not perfect, so if there is something that we missed or messed up, just let us know by emailing us at pier54podcast@gmail.com.